All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises to Yahawah, BaHaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaHaShem, Rakak, Radash, the bonus to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. And the title of this lesson is going to be Time and Chance. All right, as it is written in Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter, about the race not being to the swift. I'll just might as well just read it. All right, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and read verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. Okay, and what is this race talking about? Okay, and stating that question, let me get another precept. All right, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 9. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. Okay, and I'm keep on reading. This verse 25. And every man that striveth for the masteries is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Okay, so the race is for an incorruptible crown. All right, the race is for being crowned of that number, being of the 144,000. All right, those judges. Okay, under YAHAWAH. Okay, so again, going into the race. Okay, this race is for the race of being of the first fruit of YAHAWAH. Okay, and the point though is that the Lord already has by predestination who those men are to be. Okay, so going into the race, as far as the runner goes, the runner, being of that hopeful elect, I would be one, for an example to make it more clearer. Okay, you also listening, if you're a man of the Lord, hopeful man of the Lord, pushing in word and in true doctrine under the apostles and elders of great millstone. Okay, under YAHAWAH. All right, you're racing to be crowned. All right, be crowned with that crown of glory. Okay, again, being of that number of the 144,000. Okay, but again, that would be the runner. Okay, but the author of the runner, the author of, I say even better, the race, the author of the race has already established the winners. Okay, the Lord already has it set up who is going to receive those crowns, and those men at this point in time don't remember. Really, the Lord took away that information of them being of that number, because this is what the Lord requires, and that requirement is faith. Okay, pretty much to prove them. Okay, the Lord already knows his men. He knows the ones that are going to obtain. He knows the ones that are his called. Okay, because they have been with him and known of him from the beginning, before the foundations of the earth. Okay, but those men, okay, they're down here taking on the challenge of this flesh, just like our Lord did. Okay, because Yahushua said the servant is not greater than his master. Okay, so we're walking after the footsteps of the author and chief of the race. Okay, which is YAHAWAH. Okay, and he left us an example of how to win the race, and ultimately it's already won. All right, the victory is already obtained. Okay, but going into time and chance, okay, things have to play out here on the earth. Okay, and ultimately the men of the Lord, which are here on the earth, okay, don't know as far as a number, we don't know. I could say no one knows. The Lord knows, but we don't know. Okay, how many of those men are down here on the earth at this point in time? There's some in the heavens, of course. Okay, really resting. All right, they're sleeping right now, but there's a good portion of them here on this earth. Okay, and the thing is, what would they be doing in the times that we're in now? Okay, going into time and chance. All right, what time are we in right now? Could just tell you about measuring the time diligently in itself. Okay, if you've been reading, if you have eyes to hear, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, all right, that we are in the last days. Okay, that means the race is almost finished. Okay, that means we're on the last stretch of the race. Okay, because the race, has been going on for a long time. Okay, in this reincarnation, the race didn't start. Okay, this is This is the last reincarnation before we are pretty much the race finishes, okay? And those men are crowned, okay? Going into the precept I just read, that but one received the prize, okay? There are many men that have ran, but only a group of, specifically the elect are of the 144,000 are going to receive the prize, okay, of that incorruptible crown, okay? And let me go back to 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, okay? That's why you see men out here in great boldness, because they're out here claiming, all right, boldly, that they are the men of the Lord, okay? Not just in word, but in deeds also, all right, by faith and works, okay? Showing you our faith by our works, all right? Out here making ourselves a living sacrifice, being made, the scum of the earth, being hated, so on and so forth, so that we can receive that crown, okay? To win YAHAWASHI, to win YAHAWASHI. We're, it says, scriptures tell us that it pleases the Lord by the foolishness of preaching to save those who believe. Okay, so we're out here making ourselves looking like fools because it pleases the Lord. Okay, that's why it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon 3rd chapter that in the sight of men, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, but they are at peace. All right, and their hope is full of immortality. Okay, that's because that's hope. Okay, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Okay, and it's impossible to please Him without faith. Okay, these scriptures should ring a bell in your mind. Okay, because this goes into striving lawfully. Okay, so that pretty much following after that narrow and straight, so you can ultimately receive, okay, the end of your race, which is that trophy or that reward, being a crown. Okay, strive lawfully. We have a rule book. Okay, and ultimately, again, trying to keep this all tight back together. Okay, the Lord already has it who's going to win. Okay, He has set up men in the last days, okay, to be in the position to win. Okay, because the Lord's not going to crown everybody. All right. There's men that have been in the fold before, all right, but they fell out because ultimately the Lord didn't choose them. Okay, many are called, but few are chosen. Okay, and at the end of the race, that you receive the crown, so that means you're chosen. Okay, He that endured to the end. It doesn't matter if your race was 2 seconds. If you endured those 2 seconds, you endured to the end. Okay, so a crown of righteousness is your reward. Okay, and you say it's unfair. Okay, that's not. It's cheating. Okay, but the Lord's going to have mercy on who He's going to have mercy on. Okay, who are you to lay charge of the Lord's elect? Okay, if the Lord wanted that man to make it, He's going to make it. Okay, because ultimately we're all going to see, that penny. Okay, which is the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so 2 Timothy chapter 2, and verse 5. And if a man also strive for the masteries, yet is he not crowned, except he strive lawfully. Okay, so you can't be of the elect of that 144,000 if you're doing your own will. Okay, there are plenty of examples of men not of the Lord. Okay, and you look out in the world and you'll have a long list. You'll be all day counting heads on them. Okay, because they are all over the place. Okay, go into those many antichrists. Okay, that have gone out into the world. Okay, because they don't want YAHAWASHI to return. Ultimately because they're not going to run the world to come. Okay, of course they wouldn't want Him to return. Okay, but the ones who are sighing and crying, for Him to return are the ones that the Lord's dealing with. Okay, and those are the ones who the Lord's getting ready to set up. Okay, right before your eyes, and it's already happening. Okay, but let me go back. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you heard this truth first. Okay, nor the battle to the strong. All right, it doesn't matter if you're the best in knowing all the precepts and you all world or you're this and that. Okay, you're or going into your physical. All right, your physique. It doesn't matter if you're 7 feet tall, 250 pounds, straight muscle. All right, You know, it's not, the race is not for that man. Okay. Continuing, neither yet bread to the wise, right? Nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, right? So the Lord is not choosing, really, the Lord's choosing a specific quality of man, okay? And that goes into those that endure unto the end, okay? Those who endure all things for the elect's sake, okay? But continuing, but time and chance happeneth to them all. Okay, it's time and chance that you heard this word. It's time and chance that the Lord called you. All right. And going back to measuring the time, how do you measurement of time is pretty much distance. Okay, but nonetheless, but time and chance, okay, happeneth to them all. All right, so we all grew up. We weren't all born in the same year, the same month, okay, by the same parents, okay. We all came from different times and places and backgrounds around the world, okay, because according to the curses, we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, okay. There are men in this truth that are just hit 12 years old, okay, and they could very well be part of that elect, okay, of that 144,000, all right, of that number, okay. Or it could be a man that's up in age, it could be 75, who knows, but nonetheless, the Lord has it already written who's going to win the race. All right. And I'm going to get into that as well. Because the next precept says, for man also knoweth not his time, because we don't know when the Lord's going to return. Even YAHAWASHI doesn't know when he's going to return. Okay. We don't know when the Heavenly Father is going to send YAHAWASHI. Okay. So going into, again, measuring the time. Okay. In the last days, the Lord talks about plenty of clues to know where we are in time, okay, and the chances we are fighting in being of that hopeful number, okay. Well, not the hopeful number; whoever the elect are going to make it, okay. The point is that we're getting ready to find out if we are those men or not, okay. That's what you just say. Then shall they know who am I chosen? But the Lord talks about what's going to be happening in the last days. There in the last days, perilous times shall come, and men shall be lovers of themselves. There shall be in the last days there shall be scoffers and scorners. Roughly paraphrasing, after they're living after their own lust. All right. Walking after their own lust. Forgive me. Going into James 5th chapter, how ye rich men, ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Okay, talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white men. Okay, the Lord talked about plenty of things. Ultimately, Esau being the end of the world. Okay, the end of the age. Okay, the end of the age of wickedness. Okay, but we're in the wickedest society, and wickedest nation and kingdom ever established on the earth. Okay, being Babylon the Great, which is so-called America. All right, the Lord told us in the last days He's going to pour His Spirit upon all flesh, that sons and daughters will prophesy. Okay, that's happening now. Okay, in Micah, the 4th chapter, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain, meaning the government of the house of the Lord, shall be established. Pretty much the kingdom of heaven being established. Okay, the everlasting kingdom, which is going to reign and last forever and ever. Okay, the Lord is doing that right now. Okay, as He's bringing down this kingdom, all right, He's raising up the next kingdom, just like He always has done. Okay, thinking back at ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt fell. Another kingdom rose. All right, the Assyrians. After the Assyrians, who rose after that? The Babylonians. After the Babylonians, who rose after that? The Persians, the Medo-Persian Empire, so on and so forth. Okay, then after that was the Greeks and the Romans, and now today you have so-called America. Okay, and these devils know about the scriptures. Okay, that the mountain, the house of the Lord. Okay, the mountain means government. An example to prove that is and when these nations have gatherings. Okay, it's called a what? It's called a summit. Okay, a summit is the peak of a mountain. Okay, so these devils know, about the scriptures. Okay, but their whole job is to, try to disprove and throw off your faith. Okay, because he's an adversary, he's a devil. All right, even Jacob prophesied to his sons what would happen in the last days. Okay, so we know for a fact that we're in the last days. We're in the last minutes, probably seconds, okay, realistically, okay, because one day unto the Lord is 1,000 years unto us. So we're literally in the last seconds. It could be in the last milliseconds of this kingdom. All right. And all these things is happening. All right. And it's not, and the Lord's in his beautiful balance as he's bringing down, again, as I was saying, he's destroying a nation of people right before your eyes. And in the same token, in the shadow of the most wickedest kingdom ever in history, the Lord is getting ready to establish the most righteous kingdom ever established in history. Okay. And this is not a fairy tale. Okay. This is going to play out here on the earth. All right. And men are going to run, righteous men. Okay. Which is what we're getting to, is 144,000. These are the judges that are going to judge the world in righteousness. Okay. Which is happening right now. Okay. These men are on the earth. Okay. These are the next rulers to come. Okay. You know, these are what you will call the sons of God. Okay. The fallen angels. Okay. That left their first estate. Okay. This is it's all about predestination. Okay. So let me, get back into it. This is Ephesians chapter 1. Ephesians chapter 1. And I'll start at verse 3. Blessed be the Most High and Father of our Lord YAHAWASHI Mashiach, who have blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in YAHAWASHI. Okay, these heavenly places, what is this talking about? Okay, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be established here on the earth as it is in the heavens. Okay, we can't see right now as with that, pretty much the reward of YAHAWASHI yet. Okay, how all things are subject unto him. All right, we're getting ready to see that in the flesh when he returns and cracks the skies, because right now we're not in the third heaven. Okay, we're on earth. Okay, so when YAHAWASHI returns, meaning he's manifest. All right, then we're going to see him returning in his glory and great power. Okay, but talking about your names being written in heaven. Okay, the Lord has his men, and that's what he's thinking about, coming back and redeeming. Okay, and ultimately, of course, the rest of the nation. But there's levels. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with everybody on the same level. Okay, the Lord is not dealing with me as the next man and so on and so forth. That's just how the Lord operates. Okay, and the Lord has favorites. Okay, and as a whole, the Lord's dealing with his elect. Okay, chiefly his elect, 144,000 men of the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, 12,000 men from each tribe.